Hi, my name is Diana Chaparro Clark, and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist coming to you from Hope Culture Counseling. Today, I would like to speak to you about a subject that has come up a lot, and that is parents being friends with their children. And although on the outset that sounds like it's something positive, the difficulty is after time, it gets a little complicated as the children grow up, and I'll explain why. Parent role is to teach a child life skills, to eventually help them to become an independent adult. And part of that role is teaching your child um, to be a person of character. And under life skills is hopefully trying to implement a sense of character. And under that role, it requires a parent to implement consequences. And it's very difficult to implement consequences when your child feels that you are at the same level. I'll explain. Children really do want structure and limits and boundaries. Although they'll never admit it, parents do need to be consistent in limits, consequences, and boundaries, and for them to be predictable. Children don't understand completely about the world, and it's the parents' job to help them maneuver the world, their social environments, their home environment, and any other environment that they're involved in. And when the parent-child relationship crosses this boundary, it's when the parent starts to lean on the child and starts to overshare about their own struggles. So it's okay for a parent to say that they're struggling with something, like if they're stressed out from work stresses, or they have a personal relationship that is getting a little bit stressful, saying, oh, I'm just a little bit stressed about this. That's not necessarily inappropriate, but when you go into detail about why you're stressed about it, and asking them for help or for support, and starting to lean on them, and them getting updates about your life, and starting for them to start to worry about you and start to feel like they have to take care of you instead of you taking care of them. Your child may start to feel that their own concerns or their own worries are less important than yours, and maybe not share those struggles with you and feel that they have to take care of you. Leaning on a child can also lead them to feel like they don't respect you as much. When you reveal too many of your weaknesses, they can feel that you're at the same level and that they don't have to do what you say if they know everything about what you're struggling with. That's not to say that you can't share things with your child. It's just not sharing in so much detail. Sometimes this is unavoidable if something happens that's out of your control. But the thing that's super important is that you tell your child that everything's going to be okay, and that you follow up this information with constant reassurance, and that you're going to be okay, and that you're going to find help, and that reassurance is what a child really, really needs. Otherwise, they're going to feel like they have to try to figure it out for you. The difficult thing as well is when you try to implement rules, or when you go from the friend role to the mom role, or the friend role to the dad role. Kids, as they grow up, especially in adolescence, will already automatically try to push limits. But when you already give away that limit, when you try to enforce a rule, there's going to be a struggle with power and respect. And as children go into adolescence, it's really normal for your child to start to try new things, to try to separate from you, and the things that they used to like to do with you, they start to try new things, or they say, oh, I don't like to do that anymore. And it's really important during this adolescent period for them to feel like they can separate from you and start to become an individual instead of just being your child. And if you and your child have this kind of enmeshed relationship, or a very, very close relationship, they may not feel like it's appropriate for them to be away from you. Instead of them going with friends, they'll worry about you, and that won't give them the opportunity to start creating their own identity. And over time, as kids grow and they become into adults, they'll look back and they'll feel a little bit cheated from that experience of being able to be an individual. Um, this is not to say that you can't have a close relationship with your children. It's just to make sure that you have your own supports, that when you are going through a struggle or you are going through a challenge, that you're able to find some support through friends or through family or a church family, or even come to counseling and get some support or perspective that you really need, because everybody does need some support. But children do really need to stay innocent as long as possible, and sometimes when they get the burdens of their parent, it really does weigh them down, and they do start to grow up earlier, and children really do need that time of innocence as long as they possibly can. So that is the information that I wanted to share. So I hope you were able to get some information that was helpful to you. If you would like more information, you can contact me at hopeculturecounseling@gmail.com. Thank you very much.